Hello friends, welcome to our channel Brain Alive. In this video, we will discuss most widely used method of transistor biasing. This is self-biasing. This is also called emitter bias or voltage divider bias. This is the circuit diagram of this self-biasing method. Here we can see two resistors R1 and R2. These two resistors are connected across the voltage VCC. This is positive terminal of VCC and this is the negative terminal of VCC. So these two resistors are connected across this power supply VCC. These two resistors provide biasing to the transistor. And one more resistor that is connected in the circuit is RE. This resistor RE provides stability of the operating point. Here we can see voltage drop across R2 is forward biasing this base emitter junction, means this voltage VB, that is the voltage drop across R2, forward biasing the base emitter junction. But the voltage drop across RE is reverse biasing the base emitter junction. So the effective voltage that is VB is actually VB minus RE. We can see it here. If we write the loop equation for this segment of the circuit, this VB equals to VBE, means this VB equals to VBE plus IE into RE. So if we find the voltage VB is equals to VB minus IE into RE. So resistor RE providing negative feedback to the input side. So through this resistor, AC signal as well as DC signal are also fed back to the input side. But AC signal is not desirable because when AC signal is fed back to the input side, this reduces the gain of the amplifier. To solve this problem, we can connect a capacitor across RE like this CE. So in this case, we know that capacitor blocks DC and allows AC signal. So all the AC signal will be bypassed through this capacitor. So this capacitor help preventing the AC signal going back into the input side. So this will help to maintain the gain of the amplifier. Now we will analyze the circuit to find out equations for IC, VC and IB. To analyze this circuit, we will draw this circuit in a simplified form. To simplify the circuit, we will use Thevenin theorem in this circuit. The circuit is redrawn here to find out the voltage across A and B terminal, because the voltage across AB terminal means the voltage drop across this R2 is forward biasing this base and emitter junction. So we will find out the Thevenin voltage across A and B. To Thevenize this circuit, we will use only this portion, only input portion and the voltage. So we have redrawn this circuit here. This is the VCC supply and this supply is across R1 and R2 as shown in this figure. Now we will find out the voltage across this A terminal and B terminal, means voltage across R2. As we can see here, this circuit is forming a voltage divider. So we will use voltage divider rule here. So according to voltage divider rule, voltage across this R2, this is equals to VCC, means this voltage, supply voltage, multiply this R2 upon R1 plus R2. So the Thevenin voltage that is across this AB terminal, means voltage across R2 is VTH. Now we will find out the resistance that is in series with this voltage, means the equivalent resistance of this circuit. To find out the equivalent resistance, we will, according to this Thevenin rule, we will short circuit all the voltage sources. We can see here only one voltage source is here. So we will short circuit this voltage source and find out the equivalent resistor. And that resistor we can connect in series with VTH. So we have shorted this voltage source and the RTH, means the equivalent resistance or the Thevenin resistance, is we are seeing from this side across AB terminal. So we can see here this one side of this R1 resistor is connected to A terminal and the other side is connected to B terminal. So we can redraw this circuit as shown in this figure, because R1 is connected across A and B terminal. We can see from this figure that these two resistors are in parallel. So the parallel combination of these two resistors is RTH equals to R1 into R2 upon R1 plus R2. So this is the equivalent resistor or the Thevenin resistor. Now we will redraw the whole circuit again. Now the input side that we have Thevenized. This is VTH and the resistor in C is the equivalent resistor of the input circuit is RTH. So we have connected this resistor in series with VTH. Now we can see here that our circuit is simplified well. Now we can analyze this circuit easily. First of all, we will analyze the circuit from input side. So we will write loop equation for the input section. Now we will write loop equation. We can see here the current is going into the negative terminal. So we have taken this minus VTH. Now the current is going in this resistor, so plus IB into RTH, then this voltage VBE, so plus VBE, and then voltage drop across this RE. This is IE into RE. Here the current is IE. So the voltage drop is IE into RE equals to 0. We will take this term to the right side. So the loop equation for input section is VTH equals to IB into RTH plus VBE plus IE into RE. Now as we know, IE equals to IB plus IC, and IC is also equals to beta into IB. Now we will take IB common, we will get this term, and we will put in place of this IE beta plus 1 IB. Now we will take this term to this side, and we will take from this term and this term IB common, and we will get equation for IB equals to VTH minus VB upon RTH plus beta plus 1 RE. Now as we know, the value of VB is very less, and also beta is much greater than 1. So we can neglect this term and this one. So the approximate equation for IB is equals to VTH upon RTH plus beta plus into RE. Now we will find the collector current. The collector current equation is IC equals to beta IB. Now the equation that we have derived for IB, we will put it here. So the IC will be equals to beta VTH upon RTH plus beta RE. So this is the equation for IC. Now we will apply KVL on the output side, means collector side. This is the collector side, means output side, because we take output from collector, so this is called output side. Now we will apply KVL here. We can see IC is flowing in this direction, so the direction in this loop will be this one. Here also we can see this direction of current is going into the negative terminal, so minus VCC, and this current is going here in RC, so IC into RC plus this voltage VCE plus the voltage drop across RE. This is IE into RE equals to 0. So the loop equation for output side will be this. Now we will take this VCC on right side. So the equation becomes IC RC plus VCE plus IE RE equals to VCC. So this is the loop equation for output side. So the loop equation for output side is this one. Now we will see here that this is IE, and this IE is almost equals to IC. So we will replace this IE with IC, as these are almost equal. Now the equation will be VCC equals to VCE plus IC into RC plus RE. We have taken IC common from this term and this term. Now we can easily find out VCE. This VCE equals to VCC minus IC RC plus RE. So this is the equation for VCE. Now we will write the stability factor for self-biasing method. For stability factor, again we will write the loop equation for input section. This is the input section, so the loop equation for input section again is VTH equals to IB into RTH plus VBE plus IE into RE. So this is the loop equation. Now we can see here IE. We will replace this IE equals to IC plus IB. So the equation is this one now. Now we'll open this bracket So after opening this bracket, we will get two terms, IC into RE and IB into RE. These terms are written here. Now we can see here this term and this term have IB in common. So we will take IB common. So IB into RTH plus RE, this IC into RE plus VBE. Now we will differentiate this equation with respect to IC. So after differentiating, we will get here 0 and also here 0, because these two are constant term. And we know that constant term have 0 differentiation. So these two terms become 0, and when we differentiate this term, this will be delta IB upon delta IC into RTH plus RE, and after differentiating this with respect to IC, we will get RE. Now we will get this equation. Now after rearranging this equation, we will get the value of delta IB upon delta IC equals to minus RE upon RTH plus RE, because we have taken this term on this side, so it is in negative. The general equation for stability factor is S equals to beta plus 1 upon 1 minus beta delta IB upon delta IC. Now we will put this value that we have derived here in stability factor. After substituting the value of delta IB upon delta IC, we will get this equation. Now we will solve this equation. As this is minus and this is also minus, so here we will get positive term. Now we will take LCM of this term. After taking LCM, we will reciprocal the denominator. So we will get this equation, beta plus 1 into RTH plus RE upon RTH plus RE plus beta RE. Now we will divide numerator and denominator by RE. Now after dividing RTH by RE, we will get this one. And when we divide RE upon RE, we will get 1. Now we will divide RTH plus RE, we will get this term. And now we will divide this term, we will get 1. And when divide with this term by RE, we will get beta. Now we have got this equation. Now we will rearrange this equation. This is beta plus 1 RTH upon RE plus 1 upon, we have taken these two terms on one side, beta plus 1 plus RTH upon RE. This is the equation for stability factor for self-biasing. If RTH upon RE is very small, this stability factor approaches to 1. And this is the best value for stability factor, because if stability factor is almost equal to unity, it means the biasing method is very stable and good method. Now we will see how stability is achieved in this method. We know IC is equals to beta IB plus beta plus 1 ICBO, and again we will write the loop equation for input section. This is the loop equation for input section. This is VTH equals to IB into RTH plus VB plus IE into RE. So this is the equation. Now we will take this term and this term on this side and find out the value of IB. So the value of IB is equals to VTH minus VBE minus IE into RE upon RTH. Now using these equation, we will check how the stability is achieved. Suppose temperature rises. As the temperature rises, this term ICBO, because this is very much temperature dependent, this leakage current increases. As this leakage current increases, as this is directly proportional to this IC, so IC also increases. As this IC increases, we know this IC is directly proportional to IE, so IE also increases. So we can see IE also increases. As we can see, this term is here in IB equation, IE into RB. As this IE increases, this voltage drop also increases. As this voltage drop increases, IB decreases. As this IB decreases, this also decreases, means IC decreases. So increase in ICBO due to temperature, and through these equations decrease in this IB balances the IC. So this method provides stability. I hope you got the analysis of this biasing method. If you like the video, please hit the like button and subscribe the channel. Thanks for watching the video.